Thank you for joining us. I'm Andrea Odom. I'm the publicist and the family spokesperson for the Caldwell family. The legal representatives will be making a brief statement. They will take some questions. If the family feels so moved, they will make a statement as well, but they will not take any questions. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you, Andrea. I am Helen Daniel Holman of Daniel Williams and Associates, and myself, along with Troy Pradia of Cox Pradia Law Firm, represent the Caldwell family. We feel that it is extremely important to let the public know about the developments in this case as they're unfolding, and more importantly, that we're seeking accountability and justice on behalf of the family. We want to start by extending our most sincere condolences to both Ms. Blanche and also to Mr. Ronald. We are also here to aid in the investigation of the recent murder of Ronnie Caldwell Jr. And it's our position that a number of failures happened here. First, we feel that Northwestern State University failed to protect Ronald Caldwell Jr. We also feel that the Quad apartment complex where he was residing failed to protect Ronald Caldwell Jr. And most importantly, we feel that Coach Laird failed to protect Ronald Caldwell Jr. As a result of that, we know that this investigation is ongoing and many questions remain unanswered. However, one thing that's been made abundantly clear by his mom and his family is that we do not want this to happen to another student. We don't want to see it happen to another athlete, or we don't want to see it happen to another child. We're seeking accountability and justice, and I'm going to turn it over at this time to Troy so that he can speak a little bit more about the facts.
Good afternoon. My name is Troy Pradia. I'm with the Cox Pradia Law Firm. We represent the Caldwell family along with Daniel Williams and Associates. My partner Jonathan Cox also will be involved in this case. I want to express my heartfelt condolences to Blanche Bradley and to Ronald Caldwell Sr. This is an unimaginable tragedy that happened to Ronnie Jr. and it shouldn't happen to any other child. I'm going to give you some brief facts on what we believe occurred. On October the 9th, 2023, Ronnie Jr. contacted his father via phone and stated that his roommate threatened him with a gun. His father said that he was going to contact Coach Brad Laird, and Ronnie Caldwell Sr. did contact Coach Brad Laird. Coach Brad Laird responded by saying that he would move Ronnie Jr. immediately from the apartment unit to a safer location. 3 days passed by, there was no action from Brad Laird or the university. In the wee hours of the morning on October 12, 2023, Ronald Caldwell Sr. received a call from Coach Brad Laird that said his son was murdered. This is outrageous, and it shouldn't happen to any other child. We believe that the university and Coach Brad Laird did nothing to protect Ronald Jr. Brad Laird made a statement in the press stating that Ronnie Jr. was like a son to him. Well, if he was like a son, he would have protected him. All his father wanted was his son to be moved to a safer location. To give you some more facts about what occurred, in the spring of 2023, there was some mold in Ronald Jr.'s apartment. He was living with a fellow football player. And so he was getting sick. His mom said, hey, you need to move to another apartment complex. And so he was moved to another apartment complex. He didn't know the person he was moving with. This person was a non-athlete, was not a student. We've come to understand that Campus Advantage, an Austin-based company, manages this property. And so there's a mix of non-students and athletes in the apartment complex. It's a shame that some of the basketball players had to witness Ronnie Jr. getting murdered. They stayed with him until the ambulance. It took the ambulance over 1 hour to respond to the call. And so at this point, we are seeking accountability, we're seeking justice for the family, and we want to send our condolences to Ms. Blanche and to Ronald Senior. And so at this point, if the family would like to make a statement, we will allow them to do so.
I just want to say that this was senseless, preventable, and I'm an educator. And I know when we have drills at school that I encourage the kids and demand for the kids, hey, take this seriously. This may be a drill today, but it could be real tomorrow. And it has happened to be real for me. However, in my mind, I've always thought about, if this happened, what would I do? If a shooter was in my building, what would I do? At least I'll be able to tell a parent, if I should survive it, what happened to their kid. I'm looking for answers. There was no security anywhere. There was no preventions for this put in place anywhere, even though we're surrounded by gun violence and other violence. There's nothing put in place that would have protected my son, and I didn't know this. And the school has failed my son, and I hope that they're putting some changes in place to protect all the other sons and daughters that attend that school and any college. Make sure that we have some kind of security measures in place to protect every child that a parent sends to you, that a parent entrusts to you. Send them back better than what we sent you. And that's what our dream is when we send our kids to college, to send our child back better than, grow them bigger and better than what we sent to you. Not the way they sent my kid back home. Picture that, what I saw when I first saw my kid come back home. And when you picture that, imagine that's your child. This has been a parent's nightmare. So I'm just gonna ask that you guys stand up and stand out for Ronnie Caldwell. Stand up, stand out for all the parents who sent their kids to school any day, whether it be primary, elementary, high school. Make sure there's security measures in place at that institution. Thank you.
All I have to say is, this could have been prevented. I called the coach, I texted him and asked him, please move my son. Somebody pulled the gun on him. I need you to move him, get him away from there, get him in a hotel till I can get there. I'll be there this weekend. Next thing I know, the next phone call I get from this man is at 2:07, 30, that my son is deceased. Now how do you feel being a man like me? I call myself being a protector. I've been protecting my whole family all their life. And I get this call. And all I ask him to do is to move my son. What's so hard? Now you want to call me and tell me that you want to give me a hotel to come down and stay? Man, why you give my son a hotel? I begged you to do it. Why you do it? That's all I have to say. He was wrong.
We'd like to thank everyone for coming out today, and we want to say God bless the Caldwell family.
We also will entertain questions from the media at this time.
Question. I was going to ask the quad. This is not a campus affiliated housing. Is that correct? To y'all's knowledge?
From my understanding, the quad and the university have an agreement to house students, and just so be it that non-students stay there too. But the basketball team stays there, football team stays there. So this is within less than a mile of the university.
Okay, so it's off-campus housing.
Yes, off-campus housing. That's correct.
And so this roommate that y'all had concerned about, is he the suspect in this case specifically?
Well, he was arrested for drugs and gun possession. There's still an ongoing investigation going on, and so we're going to let them do their job. We don't want to speculate. We want the right person to be charged with the murder of Ronnie Jr.
And what, if any, lawsuits have y'all filed or are planning to file?
So we're in the stages of preparing a lawsuit right now. We're going to be doing it next week, and so we're not gonna get into the details of what the lawsuit would entail, but we can say this, that the university, the coach, they failed Ronnie Jr. And their apartment complex also, which is Campus Advantage, which is an Austin-based company who manages properties for universities to house students.
All three parties are gonna be named, so the college, the coach, and the apartment complex.
And any other persons that are responsible for the murder of Ronnie Caldwell Jr.
How was the college response since the shooting occurred?
Well, the president has contacted the family, contacted Ms. Blanche, and contacted Mr. Caldwell Sr. They have not talked about Coach Brad Laird and his failure to act. They just offered their condolences, and so this is the first time that we've been able to talk about what actually occurred.
Why do you think they took 3 days to respond to a call for help?
I have no idea. Ronnie Jr. should have been moved immediately when Mr. Caldwell Sr. expressed his concern about his son's well-being. There was no action taken at all.
So the school did not know that this new roommate, they didn't know that he was a non-college student, or is that?
I have no idea about that. All we know is that they failed to act. And Mr. Caldwell Sr. gave them proper notice in advance, and 3 days is too long. And so the school is within a mile of the apartment complex. I would say, as a prudent parent, a prudent administrator, that all you had to do was call campus police. Campus police could have called the local police. This is an aggravated assault. Somebody being threatened with a weapon, and Ronnie Caldwell Jr. is on scholarship. His parents sent him down there to go to school and for the school to protect him, and they failed to do that.
And I know you said 3 days is too long, but with gun violence, 1 day, one day was too long.
2 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes is too long.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your son? Like, what his personality and what type
He's a wonderful kid. He give you a shirt off his back. He's a good kid. Never had no problems at my baby. He was good. He tried to help everybody. Anytime I asked him, never no back talk. If I asked him to do something, he's gonna do it. His mom would get him to do it. It's no problem. And he believe in helping people, little kids, training them, doing all kinds of stuff for the little kids. And that's what he did, And he loved kids and he loved people and just try to do the right thing. And it's sad that he get taken away so senseless like this. It's very sad.
And as I can say this, Ronnie Jr. went to Tyler Junior College, and he got a scholarship to Northwestern State University. Instead of coming home during the summer, he would stay in Natchitoches, Louisiana, and work with the kids during camps. He was injured at the time of his murder, but he was, I would say, an assistant coach with the football team. He helped them coach at practices and throughout the games, and so he was committed to working with kids and working with others. He wanted to go to the NFL one day so he could take care of his parents, and he made tremendous grades. He was on the honor roll at Cedar Park, and he was also on the honor roll at Northwestern State University. So he was a great kid.
Mario, was it fair to say it was his dream to go playing professional football? It was his goal, you think?
Yeah, that was good.
That was his goal. I wanted him to become an attorney.
Lawyer, son,
But because it's hard to go to wrestling matches and see somebody tussling with your son or your son tussling with someone else, or the football games. My prayer every time was no kid get hurt. I spent some of the games with my eyes shut. But I really wanted him to move into the business world, and that's where his degree was. His degree was not for athletics. His major was business. Same as mine, initially.
Or if you don't mind answering, so since that fateful text message and since the coach put out the statement, has there been any contact with him? I know that he's resigned from the position and there's that fallout too. Any contact with the coach since what happened here?
No, the coach has not contacted the family or, I'll take that back, the coach and the entire football team came to the funeral, but that's the gist of it. So there's been no contact since the funeral, so the coach has now reached out. It was surprising to us that the coach resigned and they canceled the season. I know, I follow college athletic, I follow college athletic events all the time, and I've never seen a school cancel the season, and I've never seen a coach resign because of this. If you think about the shootings at Virginia, I think they canceled maybe 1 or 2 games, but the season moved on. The season moved on. So this is a strange situation. There are a lot of unanswered questions, and so we want to get to the bottom of it. We're going to continue our investigation. We just ask that everyone pray for the family.
I know that they didn't relocate him to a hotel. Were there any other options that they at least tried to put forward?
There was no communication.
They tried. They did nothing. They just, you gave them the ball, and they just fumbled it. Basically, that's what happened. They did nothing. And the only thing they did was call me at 2:07 Thursday morning and tell me that my son was deceased. That's all I got.
Any more questions?
Is there anything else that you wanted to add on top of that? Anything else that we should know about this case specifically?
Well, I think I gave you the facts that to put the pieces to the puzzle together. I think before today, no one knew exactly what happened. And so we wanted to have this press conference today so we can put the pieces to the puzzle together. There's still some unanswered questions that we want to get answered in the coming days, coming weeks, but what happened should not have happened. And it could have been prevented.
And not so much just me. My son went and talked to a marshal. He went and told the marshal what was going on. He needed some help. Yes, he did.
That's correct.
So was he in a altercation, ongoing altercation? It seemed?
Not that we knew of.
How do you know?
What are you all hoping for the future to keep this from happening again?
Well, when someone calls and say they need help at a college, do something about it. All you have to do is pick up the phone and send the authorities over there. Like I said, this was an aggravated assault. In Harris County, if you pull a gun on somebody, you're gonna get charged with aggravated assault. And so the coach didn't have to per se go to the campus himself or go to the apartment and say, all he had to do is pick up the phone, call campus police. Campus police could have called the local authorities and they could have went and investigated and they would have found all these guns and drugs in this young man's apartment. And he would have been arrested and Ronnie Jr. would be here with us today.
What's your response to the coach resigning and the school canceling the football season?
Like I said before, this is strange. I don't know what else is going on at the university, but this is strange. We don't know the exact reasons why. We think we know the reasons why, because he knew that he didn't report or get help for Ronnie Jr. So that's what we believe, but there's still some unanswered questions. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to say?
I'm fine.
At the end of the day, we're seeking accountability and justice. That's our goal, and that's what we intend to do. Thank you.
Thank you.